Okay, so originally I wasn't planning to make another video on matrix multiplication, but just whilst going through my notes, I just found the relatively hard questions that I thought it might be useful for you guys to know how to solve. So here's matrix multiplication part 3. And I promise the next video will be on the identity matrix. Alright, so we have the matrix 2ba 3b multiplied by a1, and that makes 8 and 19. Work out two pairs of values of a and b. So that means for a, there's two values, and b, there's two values. So that probably does mean that we're going to have to factorize and solve it like so. Okay, so first of all, let's multiply these two matrices together. So 2 times a gives us 2a, plus b times 1 gives us b. A times a gives us a squared, and 3b times 1 gives us 3b. And that is equal to 8 and 19. So that means that 2a plus b is equal to 8, and a squared plus 3b is 19. Let's make an equation. 2a plus b equals 8, and a squared plus 3b equals 19. So looking at this, we can probably make a simultaneous equation, right? Because we have b's and b's, so we can probably multiply the above by 3 to make a simultaneous equation and get rid of the b. So we're going to use a simultaneous equation, and we're going to multiply the top one by 3. That gives us 6a, 2a times 3 is 6a, plus 3b, 3 times b, is equal to a times 3, which is 24, and a squared plus 3b equals 19. Now we can subtract this equation to get rid of the 3b, and we just get, I'll move the minus a squared here first because it's probably going to be easier. Minus a squared plus 6a is equal to 24 minus 19, which is 5. And we want to make an equation that we can factorize, so we're going to make it minus a squared plus 6a, and we're going to move this 5 over here. So that becomes minus 5 is equal to 0. Now this, from here onwards, it's pretty easy. We just factorize and solve. Now minus a squared is going to be a and minus a. And we just need to make sure that these multiply to make 5 and add up to make 6. So I think minus 1 and 5 should work. Let's see if it works. Minus a squared plus 5a plus a minus a squared. 5 times a is 5a. Minus 1 times minus 1 should give us a, because minus and a minus makes a positive, right? And minus 1 times positive 5 should give us, not positive, minus 5. So this equation simplifies to 6a minus 5 minus a squared, which is the same one as the above. So a minus 1 and minus a plus 5. Now what do we do from here? We have a minus 1, so a has to be 1 or 5. So it should be positive 5. Now, why is it 1 or positive 5 for a? Because what does the original number have to be to minus with 1 to make 0? Because this is supposed to make 0, right? So 1 minus 1 makes 0, and this is the equation. This bit multiplies with this bit. So 0 times whatever this number is going to be 0. So we need to make sure each of the brackets makes 0. So if a is 1, 1 minus 1 makes 0, and multiply by whatever it is. Even if it's 100, it's still going to make 0. And the same with 5. Minus, we already have a minus, right? So we don't need to add a minus 5 here, because otherwise it'd make a positive. So just minus 5 plus 5 makes 0, and whatever this is, it'll stay make 0. So a is either 1 or 5. Alright, now that we have a out of the way, we need to find b. Now, to do that, we just input these values into our original equation. So 2a, I'll just write that here. 2a plus b equals 8. And we have a is 1 or 5. So we just input it together. 2a, 2 times 1 is 2, plus b equals 8. So b is 6. We move 2 over here, minus 2 from both sides, but that makes b is 6. And the other one is 2a plus b equals 8. Same original equation, but b is 5 now. No, a is 5 now. So 2 times 5 is 10, plus b equals 8. So we minus 10 from both sides, but that gives us minus 2. So b is either minus 2 or 6. So the final answer, therefore, the final answer is A equals 1 or 5, B equals -2 or 6. And that is our final answer. Next video will be on the identity matrix, and hopefully this sort of question you guys can solve easily now. Thanks for watching. If it helped you guys, please do like and subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks for watching Stu Planed.